It is I, Rasko, of the Rasko and Disco Beer Review. How are you? Oh, you can't answer me. It's not live. But I am here to talk about a beer that I quite like and a brewery which I'm also quite in love with. That's right. Anspach and Hobday. The Smoked Brown. The beer that introduced me to this amazing brewery. Now, it turns out me and Anspach Hobday have got a few things in common, and I'll get to that. My first encounter of them was back around about Christmas. It must have been 2018. It must have been, yeah. 2018. I'm in the Harp Covent Garden. I'm there to meet a friend because we're going to go watch a Christmas film, the Prince Charles cinema, called Die Hard. Yes. And I'm having a pint of something and I'm loving every drop. It's smoky, it's rich, it's nice. I'm loving it. It was so satisfying. I actually said to my friend, can we stay? Because I want one more of these. He said, no, we can't, we got to go. And I took a picture and stuff. Rasko and Disco was operating and I messed up the review because I put the wrong picture on the wrong beer and it all got messy. A couple of months later, I'm at the Beckham Camera Festival, I believe. Stop me if I'm wrong. You can't, but hey, leave a comment. Be nice. And I come across this brewery again. Another smoked beer. We've talked about that a lot in our live show. The name is escaping me, and I do apologise for that. And I'm loving it again. You had it in thirds. It was almost like a barley wine. I want to say that, but it was a proper decent beer. Not a smoked beer. Wasn't the smoked brown. Now, I'm in love at this point. I'm at GBBF a couple of weeks later, literally a couple of weeks later, and I come across Anspach and Hobday and have the porter. And I speak with them. I tell them I'm quite admiring what you're doing. It's really good. Bring it back to, well, something old and historic about them. You can get that even flavour. And I tell them about that smoked beer I had at Beckenham, and they introduced me to John Hobday. I did get that right. It's not the other guy. Okay. And he's very reserved, and he's very nice and respectful, and I quite like that. I really appreciate it, and I hope to get to see more of their beer around. And they moved right down the road to me. Wow, I was in luck. And I went along to their opening day just before Christmas, and it was all well and good. Me and Disco had a good old time, and yeah, I kept asking about smoked brown. They went, oh, maybe. Then they released a few smoked browns last year in can, and I got many of them. Now, I interviewed John a couple of weeks ago at London Craft Beer Festival, and he spoke about we're meant to be in some kind of inventive drinking culture. We're meant to actually be smart about our drinking and actually enjoy the taste. And I agree. We don't always do it, but I agree with what he's saying, and it's something I regularly talk about. This brewery, for me, is fantastic. I love them because they take something old and they bring it back and they make it nice, fresh and new. A bit like, say, the Colonel does with his porters, but in their own way. They're quite German, European influenced. Smoked brown itself, I'll read my notes, and yes, I do have notes. It's a modern take on a brown ale. It's brewed using malts smoked over Birchwood in Bamberg in Germany. There you go, there's the European connection. And it has a lovely smokiness and a dark fruitiness. This is the last can I've got. Hopefully not the last one ever. Have a bit of taste. Ooh. I'll put that to the test. I think that is true. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, oh, oh. That's a really bad pour. But oh, the taste, the smell of is just beautiful. I'm very stopmy-starting how I pronounce things. I'm a bit of a nervous dyslexic sometimes on camera, but the smell of it alone is just gorgeous. It is perfect for autumn time. This is an autumn time beer going into winter. Roastiness and maltness, a lot of ness. It's perfect. It smells, well, it tastes as good as it smells. It is just smoked heaven. Not the best smoked beer. Maybe it's one of the best smoked beers that they do. But I tell you what, it is absolutely there fighting for contender or being on the league table of smoked heaven. Cheers everyone, check them out. And this is my last beer as a 30-year-old man. I know, amazing, huh? I say in my 30s, I'm not a bit past 30, by about 9 years, about to be 10 years. But yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in to Rasko and Disco. Please like and subscribe. We have a weekly show, and see you out there.